Web 3, also known as Web 3.0, is a hypothetical future in which users will interact with one another using decentralized, essentially anonymous platforms rather than relying on tech behemoths like Google, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're watching this, you're a part of the modern web. The web we know today is vastly different from what it was just 10 years ago. How has the internet evolved, and more importantly, where will it go next? Also, why does any of this matter? If we've learned something from the past, it is that these changes will have a significant impact. In this video, we will explain how the web has evolved, where it's headed, and why this matters. Consider how the internet influences your life on a daily basis. Consider how the internet has influenced society. Platforms for social media, apps for mobile devices, and the internet is currently undergoing another paradigm shift. The web has evolved a lot over the years, and the applications of it today are almost unrecognizable from its most early days. The evolution of the web is often partitioned into three separate stages: Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and Web 3.0. Web 1.0 was the first version of the internet. The majority of participants were content consumers, and the creators were typically developers who built websites that served information primarily in text or image format. Web 1.0 existed from roughly 1991 to 2004. Web 1.0 sites serve static content rather than dynamic HTML. Data and content were served from a static file system rather than a database, and there was little interactivity on the sites. Consider Web 1 to be the read-only web. The majority of us have mostly only used Web 2. Web 2 is often referred to as the social and interactive web. You don't have to be a developer to take part in the creation process in the Web 2 universe. Many apps are made so that anyone may easily create them. You have the ability to create an idea and spread it throughout the planet. You may post a video and make it available for millions of people to view, interact with, and comment on. Web 2 is actually quite simple, and as a result, an increasing number of people worldwide are starting to create. Although the web is fantastic in many ways as it is, there are several areas where we can improve significantly. For instance, a lot of Web 2 firms, including Google, Facebook, Twitter, and others, use more data to create more individualized advertisements. More clicks result from this, which raises ad revenue. The essential functionality of the web as we know and use it today is built around the exploitation and centralization of user data. Applications running on Web 2 frequently suffer data breaches. Even websites that track these breaches and notify users when their data has been compromised exist. You have no control over your data in Web 2 or how it is stored. In actuality, businesses frequently collect and store user data without the user's permission. The businesses in charge of these platforms then become the owners and controllers of all of this data. Web 3 seeks to address many of these issues by completely reimagining how we construct and interact with applications from the ground up. A new internet standard called Web 3.0 will place an emphasis on machine-based data understanding to create a data-driven and semantic web, another word for Web 3. Distributed ledger technology, like as blockchains, will power it. Its primary goal is to put data control in consumers' hands, as opposed to its predecessors where that power was given to consolidated institutions. Simply said, Web 3 is a decentralized version of the internet where users have access to their own data. With an enormous amount of content that is available to all users, the internet will be more open. Web 3's enhanced user specificity will ensure data security and privacy. As data is connected in a decentralized manner by the internet, personalized user experiences become a reality. Everything you communicate will be understood by this new internet. It is capable of comprehending your text, voice, or other media information and will present it in a manner that is highly customized. If you don't have different accounts for each social platform, your internet experience will be smooth. With a single account, you may switch between platforms, search for information, or even shop. Its main components are machine learning, artificial intelligence (AI), and the semantic web. Information safety and security will be guaranteed by blockchain security technologies. Decentralization is the key distinction between Web 2 and Web 3. With a few extra features, Web 3 improves the internet as we currently know it. When creating and deploying Web 3 applications, developers rarely use a single server or database to house their data, usually hosted on and managed by a single cloud provider. Web 3 applications either run on blockchains, decentralized networks of several peer-to-peer nodes, servers, or a combination of the two that creates a cryptoeconomic protocol. The word dApps, decentralized apps, which is frequently used in the Web 3 environment, is frequently used to describe these applications. According to experts, the best-case scenario for Web 3 enthusiasts is that the technology will coexist with Web 2.0 rather than completely replace it. In other words, social networks, transactions, and enterprises based on the blockchain may and will continue to expand and prosper in the years to come. But according to technological experts, there isn't much chance of totally replacing Facebook, Twitter, or Google anytime soon. "I'm not in a position to predict the outcome," said Dryhurst. However, in order to remain relevant, Web 2 companies will incorporate Web 3 ideas into their offerings. He thinks many people would like to be able to carry their data and history of interactions online everywhere they go on the internet, rather than remain on unique web platforms, what some call the walled gardens of giant tech companies. The experience is radically different from what we're used to now, according to Dryhurst. But he acknowledges that for certain people, unrestricted independence can have unsettling consequences. "The Faustian bargain," he continued, "is that I can't stop someone from establishing something that's hellacious, even while it's exciting that there's nothing stopping people from building whatever community they want." It doesn't take long to locate Web 3 detractors. Professor James Grimmelman, who specializes in law and technology, has grown outspoken about his skepticism. Grimmelman referred to a product that is announced but never delivered as vaporware, or Web 3. Even when it's contradictory, it's a promised future internet that cures all the things people don't like about the current internet. According to him, the blockchain is not the answer if one of the driving forces is to avoid handing over personal information to big tech firms, because doing so will make even more data public. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.